In this video, we're going to be looking at emote swapping, which is a new way to quick swap inside of Destiny 2. Before we get into this, I just wanted to give a massive shout out to Luzid for discovering this method of quick swapping. His links will be in the description. Emote swapping is using your emote key to cancel the weapon swap animation. Basically the same thing as sprint swapping last season, just using your emote. To do this, just emote and then swap to whatever weapon you want, and it'll swap to it instantly. Now, before you get too excited, it is most definitely not that easy. The issue with this method is that you cannot emote directly after shooting your weapon. As you can see, it takes about 1 second in order to begin your emote after shooting. The way to get around this is you actually want to sprint right after you shoot. This will allow you to fire your weapon and emote within a split second of each other. Now, when it comes to binds, I am somewhat of a purist, so for this demonstration part of the video, my binds will be default, with the only thing that's changing is that one of my emotes is bound to my B key, which was not in use before this bind. The first thing you want to do is fire your weapon and then begin sprinting directly after. Then, let go of your sprint key and emote. You will need to be completely stopped in order to emote, so make sure you are not moving. Then, after your emote, just swap to whatever weapon you want to fire. On paper this sounds pretty easy, but in practice it is actually incredibly difficult. Now, at the time of making this video, I only have a few hours of practice, whereas the last video I have been quick swapping for a little bit over 6 months, meaning that the swaps in this video are by no means perfect, and with a ton of practice I assume you can save a few frames from the swaps in this video. The main caveat of this form of quick swapping is that you cannot be scoped in while doing this, so using this on bosses with small hitboxes will be extremely difficult to pull off effectively. Along with this, you cannot be holding your shoot button while emote swapping. With the previous method of quick swapping, you could hold your shoot button and time lock your shots, but not anymore, meaning that quick inputs will be the thing that separates one user from another. Like I said, when it comes to binds, I am normally a purist, yet this method of quick swapping requires you to make inputs that are insanely quick, to the point that it's almost inhuman. Because of this, I will show you some binds using CVARs that will make this method of quick swapping relatively simple. CVARs are your game binds stored in a file on your PC. To access them, go to the file path on the screen. Once you are in this directory, right-click cvars.xml, go to Properties, and uncheck Read Only, then press Apply and OK. Then, open cvars.xml any way that you want. It can be opened with Notepad, but is easier to view with something like Visual Studio. From here, we are going to be looking for 4 binds: move forward, any of the sprints, any of the emotes, and switch weapons. The great thing that CVARs allows you to do is to bind multiple actions to the same key. For this, we will be binding move forward and toggle sprint to J, and emote 1 and swap weapons to H. This will allow us to only have to click 2 buttons relatively close to WASD. After you are finished, close out of cvars.xml and then go back to the Properties panel and recheck the Read Only attribute. Then click Apply and then OK. Now, all you have to press is J, then H, then shoot. Make sure to let go of J before pressing H because you cannot emote while sprinting. Now, while I am completely against the use of macros, there is actually a greater reason to not use them other than the shame you will bring on your entire bloodline. Bungie recently activated BattlEye inside of Destiny 2. Why is this bad for macro users? Well, BattlEye actually detects and bans for the use of macros. If you don't believe me, just go to the Bungie Code of Conduct under Account Restrictions and Banning Policies. It states that using an external program or device to automate gameplay or circumvent idle detection is a bannable offense. So before you have something go and play the game for you, remember that BattlEye is probably watching and ready to strike you down at any moment. This question is extremely valid, and in summary, yes, it is faster than swapping normally, and it is faster than swapping with Ophidian Aspect with double dexterity mods. Now, how much faster is it? Well, on the best rotation that I could get down, about 36 frames, which is just over half a second on the Ophidians, but up to 125 frames or 2 seconds faster on just normally swapping. And again, these values are not consistent. Any of them can be faster with quicker inputs and depends on the skill level of the user. Now, I hope that all of you are as hyped as I am to have quick swapping back in the game. Granted, it is super difficult and is nowhere near as fun as the old way, but at least it's something. Let me know in the comments section if you have any other interesting binds or any other ways of doing this. Anything is helpful at this point. And with that being said, I'll see you next time.